Okay. Do you guys know the little white sores you get on your tongue?
So I do.
I don't.
When I have too much sugar, or if I drink rum, which is why I can't drink rum, I get little like sore spots either on my tongue or on my cheeks.
Okay, well, if Kevin has never experienced this, then, I say fuck you. And you're blessed, because it's just a little, white spot on your tongue, and it's annoying. It hurts a little bit, and it's just sensitive.
Right.
Because you ate too much or drank something you shouldn't have, like
right.
saying. And so, I had the thought earlier today, because I hadn't had one in a really long time. I got one today, and I was like, I know what my reaction to this is, but what's other people's reactions?
Yeah, what do other people do about it?
And what I do is gargle salt water to, kind of mend the wound.
That sounds medically informed of you, Tony.
Yeah,
and I'm getting the feeling that that's not a theme that will continue through Mario's answer.
No, and so I was being really cagey about what I do with them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's an insane thing if you actually think about it, and I didn't think about it until today. So Tony, like a sensible man, swishes salt water or whatever,
like what a doctor would tell you to do.
Yeah.
And what I have done since I was a child I will either just feel it out, or I'll stare into the mirror, and then I get it between my teeth and I bite it off.
I was afraid you were going to say that, you fucking barbarian!
Because
what the fuck?
In my experience, it's less annoying to have a small wound in your tongue than to just deal with that little sore thing.
The fact that you go to the mirror and are just like, you fucking bitch, and you tell yourself God damn, dude, you're a psycho.
and then you just it's kind of annoying because it takes some precision. You got to get it right between my I do it with the front teeth, and you got to isolate it, and then you just snip it. Yeah.
Jesus fucking fuck.
And then exactly. I was like, that can't be normal. And based on the reaction, that's not a normal human thing, but I've been doing that since I was a child.
Mario was hardcore as fuck, bro. Holy shit. I ain't shit, dude. I am bitch made.
Yeah, Kevin, how do you feel about that?
He's shocked. You should see his face right now.
Okay, so I'm going through a bunch in my brain right now, because in my head I'm like, well, obviously you shouldn't be doing that. You know that. There's no way that you were going to be like, hey, parental figure or doctor whom I trust, when I get a little sore on my tongue, is it correct to bite off that part of my tongue? There's no way they're going to be like, your instincts are good, Mark. Good instincts. Right on.
I had literally never thought about it until today, when I was like,
this is the reaction
as I was lining it up in the fucking mirror, and I was like, I can't be normal doing this, am I? No, I'm not.
So one of the things also, you got to remember how close we are to being animals, because that's the kind of that's the advice that a dog would give you.
Yeah. Hey,
chew it off.
It's worked for me. Okay, the tongue heals real quick. Okay,
it does.
So you just
the entire mouth.
Snip that off. It's gonna bleed a little bit,
yeah.
And then after that, it's gonna be a little sore. Hour or two later, you're good.
That's wild, man. That's fucking wild. That's so hardcore. Dude, I am bitch made compared to Mario. Holy shit. He just stares himself in the mirror and just fucking draws his own blood. Just like a man.
How large is this white bump?
Oh, they're really small.
They're tiny.
That's why it's I need a mirror.
Like a taste bud type thing?
Grain of salt.
Yeah. It's
not a grain of salt.
It's real small.
From a grain of salt to a grain of rice.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah. Very small.
That's why I need a mirror, so I can
so you can find it
so
and
I can get it,
yeah.
and then line it up, and then
God bless.
And then I don't know why, but ever since I was a child, I decided that was less annoying than
this is the path.
Having a sore on
this
my
is
tongue.
The way.
I don't recall having anything like this, but
I used to get it a lot from warheads.
I also just
that'll do it.
Vaguely, when I'm having a problem, I don't even really recognize it. I just think I guess that part of me sucks right now. But I feel also there's a non-zero chance that I would come to the same conclusion as Mario.
Well,
God bless, man.
Well, because if you have an option, it's just that part of me is really annoying. What if I just bait it off?
Excised it. Purged it from my body.
I know the mouth heals fast.
And that was my solution.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Especially, how long do these last if you don't bite them off?
I don't know. I've never not bitten one off.
How long do they last if you don't bite them off, Tony?
A day, sometimes a few days.
Too long.
It sounds like, I mean, healing, it takes a couple hours.
Hey, to each their own.
Which I'm
not gonna advise
I'm
anybody.
not recommending people do this, but that's how I handle it.
God bless him.
Next time we'll try salt water.
I'm just gonna bite it off.
God, what a Chad.
I mean, do salt water after that. Then if you have any injury in your mouth, you should do a quick salt water rinse.
Yeah, that's the move. That's the.
Just brush your teeth.
That would count as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, welcome back to Scryer's Room. I am your host, Famfare.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mario.
And today, we're going to go back into some Skaven.
Yes. Which is quite related. The Skaven would also bite off their pieces of their own rotten tongues.
I mean, they probably have plenty of them.
Yeah.
It's just part of being a Skaven.
They probably have, like, the same number of words for that, like the Inuits have, like, 100 words for different kinds of snow. Like, the Skaven certainly have, like, 100 different kinds of words for
reaping sword.
For biting off your sword.
For sure, Clan Pestilence does.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Maybe the other one's not so much.
They just borrow their words.
It's harder to ask what somebody's cousin's name is, or, like, what cousin means in Skaven than bite off your own sores.
And today, the clan we're going over is Clan Eshin, the Ninja Rats.
These are the least sore-bitey ones,
Yes, 100%. And Clan Eshin has a very special place in my heart. When I first got into Skaven, when they were first pitched to me as an army I should play, or an army that is playable, I remember seeing the Techno Rats, which is basically the most popular, and thinking, okay, it's Techno Sorcery, I dig this.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Stinky Rats, and I was like, okay, Nurgle, that's fine. Stinky Rats are fine. And then I saw the Giant Monsters, and I was like, not really. I mean, they're cool, but not really. I like kaijus, but I'm not into body horror.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Ninja Rats. And as a wee lad, I was super into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Who
I was
was
gonna
it?
say they're all just a bunch of Master Splinters.
And they're just a bunch of Master Splinters. I was fucking sold.
What
a
evil
sick
Master Splinters.
I mean, yeah, the Tail Ninja Clan.
I don't know. If Master Splinter was in a position to have, like, actual power or opinions, we don't know that he wouldn't be evil.
Fair enough. I mean, could be plotting and scheming from the sewers.
He could actually be a racist who's like, I take in the turtles for mutants because I'm a mutant racist. You Regos are all scum to me.
I actually have a theory about this that I'll go into a later Skaven episode when I go into their origins, like the development of the Skaven. Time frames kind of line up on this.
Oh, wow.
But Clan Eshin was thought lost for over 1,000 years after they made their exodus east during the Great Sniff. Lord Vistkrin made it to the Darklands about 1,450 years before the Imperial calendar, before he was mortally wounded by a dragon. He ordered his successor to journey to Grand Cathay and establish themselves. There, they would build a base of power and learn the shadow arts from the lands of Cathay, Nippon, and Ind. They would return to the Under Empire in their time of greatest need, swearing allegiance to the Lords of Decay and ending the First Great Civil War. Eshin specializes in the art of stealth, murder, poison, and assassination. Known as the art of silent death, many of these skills were learned and honed in the Far East, and out of all of the clans of the Under Empire, Eshin is the most secretive and hidden of them all. The clan has eyes and ears everywhere, and operatives are scattered throughout the Under Empire as well as cities and settlements of surface dwellers.
Man,
So they moved to Japan.
they explicitly
and then learned how to be ninjas.
Explicitly Japan. Nippon is just Nihon.
That's
So going back to Origins,
Yeah.
I'll go like I was reading the Ravening Hordes like 2nd edition like army book that has all the units in it, and one of the options in Warhammer used to just be samurai. Like you could just have samurai and daimyos and ashigaru, and that was just totally an option. And in the book they use a slur. And they use it multiple times, and I was losing my fucking mind reading this.
wait. I would not be surprised if this publication coincides with Oriental Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Around the same time frame. Dude, it was fucking wild.
Japan was all the rage at the time.
Like, the opening snippet of the book involves them using a slur for Japanese people like it's nothing. And I fucking lost
like, as part of, like, the corporate copy.
Yeah, it's like they're making a joke about, like the last line of the snippet is like, hand me my book of ravening hordes, someone's bending the rules. He's, like, describing the enemy army. And the way he describes the samurai is
that
just
cheating
a
bleep.
slur. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of beeps over there. But
Jeez.
there's also some orcs with them. Why are there orcs with them? I don't know. Those beeps that usually don't hang. It was bad.
So it
was bad.
I'm gonna give an uninformed opinion right now. This coming from a place that, like, in realistically, a bunch of English guys were thinking of it, and they were like, "What about that?" That feels slightly more innocent than if this was an American company.
I don't know. I kind of track that.
Like, I'm more willing to bend towards. They just didn't know any better, those dumb English. Whereas in America, I'm like, it was fueled by hatred, definitely. Intolerance runs through the cop.
This kind of comes back to, like, what we were talking about in the Kung Fu episode, where it's just like Orientalism was just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know? That, like, even if they didn't mean no harm, you know?
Oh yeah, it absolutely was.
Like D&D, you shouldn't call it Oriental Adventures, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a different time. It was a different time for sure.
They weren't trying to be problematic, but it's a little problematic, you know?
I mean, that's why I'm willing to say, like, you know, that's still definitely racist. Definitely. They were being racist. But racist in the way that, like, somebody is like, you're being really rude right now. Where it's like, I don't think you're...
Come on, man. You're a better company.
Yeah, I don't think impoliteness runs through your veins every moment of every day. I feel like you're in a bad mood and being kind of rude right now. Whereas, like, if this was American, I was fully being like, it's because they're racist.
They're just hateful.
It's, like I said, by the way, this is an uninformed opinion.
Yeah, based on nothing.
I think from either point, it came from a place of, like, this is cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Just you need to change the language a little bit that you're using around it.
It came from a place of ignorance and appreciation, but more ignorance.
And so the Skaven were hanging out in Nippon and learned how to be ninjas.
Classic.
So
as you do.
Eshin Skaven are a darker brown than that of other Skaven, and typically more limber. They get their scent glands removed as to not betray their thoughts or their surroundings. Most rarely show their faces, covering them with hoods and masks. For anyone willing to pay their exorbitant fees, the agents of Eshin will steal or sabotage anything or assassinate anyone. Due to their cunning, duplicity, and ruthlessness, Eshin has become quite powerful and feared in the Under Empire. For in the arms race to be a sneaking, scampering cutthroat, they are leaps and bounds ahead of the others.
The idea of going to the secret rat men to, like, because this is all in, like, Cathay and stuff, so I imagine that it plays out like Imperial China drama, where it is like, go spy on the second prince. He must not find out that I am poisoning his brother.
Yes.
But you have to go to an actual rat man.
So one of...
you have to have a rat man connection to meet up.
So one of the things about Cathay that's interesting is they have, like, beastmen, like, ethno groups that are just acceptable. Like, they don't view them... It's not like the Empire where it's like, oh, you're a half man and we're going to kill you instantly.
Yeah.
There are, like, stable mutant peoples in Cathay, including Tigermen. There is Crowmen. And there is a famous figure called the Monkey King who is presumably a monkey man. And one of my favorite little snippets, when you look at the Skaven timeline of, like, in such and such year this event happened.
Yeah.
In such and such year this event happened. I didn't write it down, the exact date, but one of them is the Monkey King takes over the throne of Cathay and instills an Eshin Skaven as his #1 advisor.
That's classic stuff right there.
That's
Journey to the West.
Like, Cathay has never been conquered, except, like, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Like... But yeah, the Ratmen did some duplicity, apparently, There isn't any like extreme details on this, but it's just like one of the things in Skaven timeline where it's like the Monkey King seizes Cathay and instills Eshin as his advisor.
And don't ask for more information; you won't get it for 30 years.
Just a wild Sun Wukong appears.
Yeah, it just takes over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it ain't shit.
It's crazy. That sometimes happens in China. That's what Dragon Ball Z is about.
So Clan Eshin is not merely a den of assassins. Due to their mastery of stealth, their fighters are also prized as spies and scouts. Their skirmishers can infiltrate to the rear of an enemy position, dispatching leaders, wizards, and other assets. They also maintain networks of informants which draw a great deal of information. Eshin culture and dealings are shrouded in mystery, much more than the other clans. Little is known of their inner workings, and this information is kept well hidden through assassination. Any who learn too much too quickly are found dead, or worse, which allows the clan to maintain its secrecy. Eshin Assassins are an integral part of the Council of 13's day-to-day affairs in maintaining the status quo. They are effectively the secret police of the Under-Empire, summoned to break upstart clans and sow fear into those who would seek to rise. Clan Eshin is well aware of its role in Skaven society, with no few assassins being smug in their status of being beyond reproach. Clan Eshin has yet to use the secrets they've learned for their own power bids or provide false information to their clients for their own benefit. The clan has worked its way into the good graces of the other Lords of Decay and serves the Council unquestioningly. This leads them to being seen as somewhat trustworthy in the eyes of other Skaven, at least when business is involved.
So there's a sketch in this show, that Mitchell and Webb look, where it's David Mitchell is like, come over here, I got like a secret to tell you, I just found this out. And he like pulls out, I think like a potato or something. He's like, you see this? It grows in the ground. And like he goes on to describe farming as like it's secret, it's a get rich quick scheme. And all those sheep, all that woolly stuff on them, it's wool. All you have to do is have sheep, and then you just shave it off of them, and you can sell it to make money. That's how I feel the Clan Eshin relates back to every other Skaven. They're like, if you just tell them the thing and kill the right guy, they give you money, and later they'll give you more, because you can do it.
It's like, it's the most unsuspecting thing a Skaven can do is be trustworthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's their ace in the hole.
That's how they all respect each other, because they know that even they're lying honestly in their own way.
Like you pay them, they're just like, all right, done.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, like a Skaven instantly is on guard. Like, you're just gonna do it because I paid you?
He has an ulterior motive. I just know it.
There's 10 layers to this scheme I'm not privy to. Like, meanwhile, they're just like, no, man, we'll just do it.
It's just, it's the scene from Death Note when it's Light and Elle having like psychic detective combat, where they're both just talking about their plans and each one like what they could like infer from the other, but it's just a Skaven being like, what could his ulterior motives be? He must be trying to get me to do this, but I'm not going to let him do this. I'm just going to shake his hand and walk away. That's right. And then I'll be able to keep an eye on him. And then when he does it, that's when I'll know, because I'll see. And then it goes into the Eshin guy's head and he's like, and then I'll do it.
Yeah. Business. The flow of Warpstone coins.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk...
They make their Warpstone into coins?
So typically one of the only currencies that's accepted in the Under Empire are Warpstone tokens. They like... Because if you get... you can put it into like a very like convenient little tablet so it can be traded easier. Because Warpstone typically comes in the form of like small meteorites. So
right.
They can break that into a token and then use that as like currency. That's like one of the only actual currencies they have. Because gold and shit is basically meaningless. Gold is used for gold wire to make death rays.
Yeah.
That is what gold is for. And then for bribing manlings.
So I'm not, like, super hip to this. This is just a weird little anecdote to know about history, but it reminds me of, like, how at one point in the Islamic world, they traded bricks of tea as currency.
That's cool.
That makes perfect sense.
Super cool.
I mean...
Sort of this... It's not exactly
it has intrinsic value to them in a way that other things might not.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's sick as hell.
I don't know anything more about that. Apparently that was a thing at one point in history.
The two main currencies of the Under Empire are warpstone tokens and slaves.
Yeah.
Everything else basically doesn't have value.
It's got to be more tangible than your paper money.
Yeah, your paper fucking money. What is this shit? I'll chew it up.
I need to either be able to convert this into being high or into something that I can whip and or eat.
It either needs to be drugs or something I can make miserable.
Yeah.
It's a binary solution. The Caverns of Unyielding Shadow are Eshin's clan district within Skavenblight. Very few know its true location, and it is the site of many treaty pacts and schemes that doom other Skaven and surface dwellers alike. It is the smallest of the districts, but yeah, basically no one knows where it is. Like, if they bring you to it, it's usually you're usually blindfolded or, like, misled to, like, not really know where it is. And like I said previously, if you learn too much, they just kill you.
Right.
Like, it's easy. It's like, they're really good at it.
Yeah.
The smallest, air quotes, that we let you see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, they're hiding their sick ass, like, subway train car Ninja Turtles secret hideout. Because you have to be in the club to go there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to talk about some of their equipment that's ubiquitous. Smoke bombs.
Classic ninjas, man.
Yeah, Clan Eshin and Skaven often utilize smoke bombs to conceal their movements and swiftly disengage from the enemy. So on the tabletop, at least in one of the editions, I believe it was a 7th edition book, this translated in, if you had to flee from a combat, you could just, it was once per game, you could pop the smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb!
Yeah, smoke bomb. And then the enemy unit, instead of pursuing you 2d6, they would only pursue you 1d6. Which, Skaven are already really fast, so it basically guarantees that you get away. And then you could possibly rally later and then come back and beat their ass. It was especially good with units like gutter runners that wanted to get away and then shoot more fucking throwing stars at you and then charge you again. So very, very powerful equipment. And then, possibly, one of my favorite things that in the Skaven arsenal, the Weeping Blade. I think I had mentioned this a little bit, or at least touched on it in a previous episode, and once again, being cagey like Storm Fiends, I was like, well, what's this for later?
Yeah, we'll talk about
the Grandmaster guy, right?
Yeah, Deathmaster Snikch. Deathmaster Snikch carries 3 of these. The Weeping Blade is a weapon commonly wielded by the Eshin Assassins. A small amount of warpstone is infused into their structure while being forged, along with magical spells known only to the Eshin Sorcerers. Weeping Blades constantly secrete deadly corrosive venom so that any wound, no matter how trivial, is always fatal. The venom melts through armor like a hot knife through butter, the better to deliver the poison point to the victim. Most of these weapons take form of long knives or swords, but throwing stars are also commonly seen. It's basically like a
poisoned lightsaber.
It's a lightsaber.
Well, I was going to say, it just secretes xenomorph blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And like it makes plate armor useless.
Yeah.
So like you could be like in the shaddiest dwarven armor and they could still puncture through you like it's nothing.
They really went out of their way to give the rats katanas that can cut through your primitive Western armor.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's
so
explicitly
anime.
part of the forging
It's so
process.
anime.
It's also doubly anime because it's it's just, and they can't cut themselves because that's part of the mastery.
Yeah, if they cut themselves, they die.
Yeah,
So they have to be that good. You have to be so good with a weapon to be able to wield the Weeping Blade without just killing yourself.
And then the master splinter of the master splinters out here wielding 3.
Yeah, it's so anime. So good.
Just slinging xenomorph blood everywhere.
God damn.
So I'm going to talk about some of their units now. So, the Assassin. The Assassin of Eshin are a culmination of years of training and countless examples of murder. Masters of poison and close combat, versed in the ways of stealth and conspiracy, these killers sell their service to any who can pay their exorbitant fees. They will even sell their services to humans who ask the right people and offer the right compensation. Eshin Death Runners who excel at their task are chosen to become Eshin Assassins. While all Eshin Skaven learn the martial arts and subtlety, Assassins undergo a higher tier of training than the clan's lessers. They are taught the secrets learned in the Far East as well as techniques unique to Clan Eshin. By the end of their long training, an Eshin Assassin can jump many times his own height, hurdle over obstacles and backflip great distances, run faster than a galloping horse, and climb smooth surfaces with ease. When in motion, an Eshin assassin is a blur, unable to unleash a flurry of blows in the blink of an eye or pluck arrows out of mid-flight. So adept at hiding in the shadows that many suspect assassins to use magic. The final rite of initiation is a death mission assigned by the Eshin's ruling council. Upon surviving this mission, the assassin is considered to be a master of the art of silent death. On the tabletop, assassins hide in rank-and-file units, posing as regular troops. They can be revealed from the unit in the combat phase, taking another model's place in the fighting rank where they are the most effective. They wield a weapon in both hands, or rather a weapon in each hand, and use throwing stars to great effect, these instruments typically being poisoned. However, they can never be the army's general.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right? I always thought that was a fun little snippet that, like...
Yeah, because you hired them.
Yeah.
Or because they're sneaky boys. They're not meant to lead.
Yeah,
I mean, even if they were, like, to be put into that position, they have to hide, which means that nobody can take orders from them because they're hidden.
Yeah, they're not giving out orders. They're just a Chad for... They're there to kill a guy.
Yeah,
I'm not here to lead the army. I'm here to kill a guy.
There's also a bit that whenever in a kung fu movie somebody learns enough kung fu to like activate the wuxia where they can like jump and fly now.
Yeah.
The dumb bit that I always do is
expanded his soul ocean.
He's expanded his soul ocean, and he's a master of the 5-point harness technique.
Yeah, it's good.
And it sounds like that is exactly what's happening. They're expanding their soul oceans.
Yeah, they're doing
mastering
really good at
the 5-point harness.
Well, what you described was like, okay, so they learned kung fu and then they developed rat fu.
Yeah.
And the Grace Here Thankful novels, if I remember correctly, because I only read the first one. If I'm remembering this correctly, they some assassins try to like fuck up Thankful and like his current retinue.
Yeah.
And he gives them the good old warp lightning blast. And they describe, wuxia shit, where he does like a spinning flip through the air to like dodge it. Like it's so good. They're so fucking cool.
Okay, so this is a thing that just clicked in my brain as like it's factual for me now. There's a bit in Venture Brothers at the trial of the Monarch when the Venture Brothers claim that they combined into Mecha Shiva. And then the Monarch interrupts by going, oh, what? No way! You are so lying! And I just played that in my head. That's Thankful now. Thankful is voiced by the Monarch in my head. It's perfect.
It's canon.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. That is the best voice for Thankful.
Yes. Oh, no way! You are so lying! As they're like dodging his lightning.
And another bit about the with Skaven Assassin in 7th edition. So the way that game worked with like armor saves is there were like layered armor saves. So you had your armor save, and then there was a ward save that could basically be an additional after save. So if your armor save failed, you could also take your ward save and see if you didn't die. Eshin Assassins had a built-in 4-up ward save because that's how fucking flexible and good at dodging they were. That they got, which typically you're paying like a lot of points to get a 4-up ward save.
They're pretty expensive.
Of the 100 points, a lord, like the best kind of hero can take, a 4-up ward save was usually half of them. It was usually like 45 to 50 points. They just had that built in because they're just that fucking chatteling.
They just have bullet time.
Yeah, because they're just that good.
There's a bunch of Neos.
Which also, since like you say lords normally have it, that means that in other countries, as part of like you're going to be a lord soon, son. Your father was a lord, and you'll need to inherit his place. So I'm going to try to teach you the technique to juke with your head when an arrow comes, and it's very important that you learn this as a lord. You need to be able to very suddenly just juke your head out of the way when an arrow comes. It's the only way to get the 4-up ward save.
100%. It might have been a 5-up, but I want to say it was a 4-up. Now moving on to the next, we have the Master Assassin. So the Master Assassins, also known as Assassin Adepts, are the elite of Clan Eshin. It is the penultimate rank in the clan's hierarchy, and all Eshin Skaven strive to be granted the title. There are only 13 at any given time, and the most deadly among their number is titled the Deathmaster.
Portentous.
Unlike most Skaven, Master Assassins typically work alone. Each has his own preference on how to accomplish their mission and deal out death. Only the most vaunted assassins are eligible to be promoted to Master Assassin. They are taught the deepest secrets of the Cathayan fighting arts, And while still burdened with the Skaven traits of selfishness and double-dealing, Master Assassins are much more patient, centered, and ruthless than their brethren. They are masters of subtlety and subterfuge, and can kill with their bare hands, and are capable commanders when the task at hand calls for it. On the tabletop, the Master Assassin can lead armies, but they can only give their leadership bonus if they've been revealed. In Age of Sigmar, Master Assassins are all titled as Deathmasters. So, moving on to the Eshin Sorcerer. Mysterious, rare, and generally keeping to themselves, Eshin Sorcerers are formidable adversaries. Well aware that the Grey Seers brook no competition from other Skaven spellcasters, their existence is vigorously denied by their own clan. They used to... That's good, right?
Yeah, they just lie about it.
Yeah,
that's
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna ban our clan? What are you gonna come after Eshin?
You want to inspect our weapons lab? No.
You haven't described what they do yet.
Yeah.
But all that's running through my head is they're fucking chi wizards from Jackie Chan Adventures, like Uncle.
Yeah.
I was thinking... Or dark chi wizards.
They're putting a lot of, like, spell tags on corpses to make them hop.
Yeah. Oh my god. God, I wish I could remember the name. The Chinese hopping vampire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry.
They utilize the lore of stealth, a magic discipline unique to the Eshin Sorcerer that utilizes the lore of shadow mixed up with the Dar.
Oh.
One of their spells is the Traceless Demise spell that causes a Skaven to boil away into a greasy puddle should they die. Fucking metal, right? That's one reason people deny the existence of Skaven. Is because when an assassin comes for someone and they kill it, it becomes a pile of goo.
Also, that's a beautiful spell because my first instinct was, that sounds like a spell you would lie about having. And the only evidence, possibly, would be if you witnessed it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. 100, and then they cart you away like a madman.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Sort of. But also at the same time, I'm thinking, like, that is the least covert spell you could use for that. Like,
just melt into a screaming puddle of goo.
You just explode like a fucking...
You don't explode, you melt. Like a wicked witch.
Still. Like, I mean, it's nuts either way, but it's like, you I would imagine... I was thinking they'd be more subtle about it, but it's Skaven, so of course it's hardcore like that.
It's traceless.
So I want to go more into the Skaven magic in a later episode, but one of their main stained spells, which has a special place in my heart, is called Skitter Leap, where you take a character, a single model, and a big bamf happens, and it's a global teleport. You can put them anywhere on the table. You pick them up, put them down, they're there now.
I love their adorable names.
But you can't do it into combat. You have to be out of combat. The Eshin Sorcerer can do it into combat.
Of course.
So...
Because that's how ninjas do things.
Exactly. So they have decent stats for fighting. They're not as good as the Assassin, but you can Skitter Leap an Assassin into base contact with someone you want it to kill and just go fucking buck wild. And it counts as having pursued into a fresh combat, which gives you bonuses. So it's extremely fucking powerful.
Okay, yeah, so that's like the jump. But better.
Yeah, because the jump you have to do out of a certain range. Yeah,
the jump is orcs. The weird boy just teleports a group, but you can't do it in a combat like Tony was saying, or at least I don't think you can.
No,
but that's you can just teleport assassins to a guy. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, and it's extremely powerful because I'm hiding my wizard behind this forest so we can cast his spells. Bam! Dead now. Yeah, dead now.
Enjoy my xenomorph blade.
Only our wizards get to hide.
And the Weeping Blade is also so metal because it ranges, I think it's either 45 or 50 points, which is the exact amount of points available for a hero to take. So you buy an assassin, you give him his Weeping Blades, you hide him in some obscure unit, and then your opponent thinks, oh, I'm going to run these guys down. And then he just pops out with his little cloak and just starts going buck fucking wild.
Duel of the Fate starts playing.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's an assassin!
Not even that. It's the fucking opening of Team America. Just like, Kia! And then he just cuts people to ribbons and disappears again. Like,
it's so good. And if it goes south, smoke bomb. Well, granted, you wouldn't have enough points for it, but still, the theoretical.
Yeah.
The Master Assassin could. He'd have enough points to have the smoke bomb, too, in case shit went south. That's a fucking sick move. So, we're going to talk about...
They sound so regular compared to the other Skaven.
You know what I mean? Compared to, like, the fucking death laser rats and the gross plague rats and the body horror rats.
Like, I get a lot of joy out of... I'm a weeb at heart, but at the same time, like, this could just be... These could be guys, not rats.
Yeah. They're the most sanitary out of all of them, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like, sneaky, stabby, shitty, but, like, it's a different kind of shitty.
Yeah.
It's a familiar shitty.
Yeah.
They have like a semblance of what we would call honor.
Yeah.
I guess.
They do. Out of all the Skaven, they have the most, so much so, in Total War Warhammer, when they introduced Clan Eshin as an actual playable faction, one of the core mechanics of Skaven is the loyalty meter, where anytime you recruit a lord that isn't like your faction's like number one like legendary lord, any one of your dudes could just go traitor if you don't make him happy. If you don't give him enough troops, or enough victories, or enough shiny things, his loyalty will go down, and if it goes down far enough, he becomes his own faction and takes your army.
I think that the boys are on my side.
It's so shitty and annoying, and Eshin doesn't have that mechanic. They failed. I think it's not the
They learned
best.
discipline in the Far East.
It's not the best litmus test because, you know, it's a video game and not like official lore, but they worked pretty heavily with Games Workshop in designing all of these things.
Right.
And I think that's a fair thing to point to show that of the Skaven, they are much more loyal and disciplined and less like, for being the sneaky stabby boys, they're way less backstabbing as an organization than the other ones.
They're easily the most trustworthy.
Yeah,
by a mile.
Which is crazy. You'd think the ninjas would all be about, like, betrayal, but they actually aren't. Like, they betray other people, but not themselves. Which is fucking wild.
It's sort of like a weird inversion.
And I'm going to bring up a point to this that I read this on the wiki, and I thought I read that wrong. Because it exemplifies that they're honorable in their own way. We're going to talk about Lord Sneek.
That's a very straightforward name.
Very cute name. Dude, I love the Skaven names. They're so cute. So, Clan Eshin is currently led by Grand Night Lord, Lord Sneek, one of the Lords of Decay. Very little is known about the Night Lord, for he is as secretive as the rest of his clan, perhaps even more so. He rarely offers his opinion to the other Lords of Decay, causing them to always distrust the motives of the Silent Ratman. Sneek is a black-furred Skaven with long fingers and equally long talons on each digit. Each nail is etched with strange symbols, known only to the men of Grand Cathay, the Night Lord, and its closest disciples. His eyes are sinister, hooded, and red. He is known to wear a mask and typically speaks in whispers or not at all. Sneek joined the Council of 13 either before or during the Great Summoning, and has been on it ever since. Sneek is partially responsible for the tenure of the other Lords of Decay, as his agents are hired to murder anyone they feel is a threat to their power. Sneek is just as deadly as any Deathmaster. A representative of Clan Pestilence once tried to assassinate Sneek by throwing a vial of the red pox at him. Sneek caught it in a blur of speed before it broke, then ordered his fellows to butcher the would-be assassin. He then casually resumed business talks with the remaining Clan Molded representative. Sneek plays a fairly active role in overseeing the advancement of Skaven Assassins. The Night Lord decides which of his dojo's Ratmen will progress to Master Assassins. Skilled Ratmen, typically gutter runners, come to the attention of the Night Lords through the chittering of his subordinates. If convinced of their skill, Sneek will summon them before him and begin their trials to become an Eshin Assassin. Sneek's primary agent is the infamous Deathmaster Snikch.
Yes. He's the one that we've heard, at least I heard about when I hear Deathmaster. I assumed that he was the Deathmaster.
He was, of the original Skaven characters and, like, the actual, like, development of the game, he was the first Eshin, like model for a named character.
Yeah.
So, Deathmaster Snikch. The chief assassin and prime agent of the Night Lord, Deathmaster Snikch is the deadliest rat in all of Clan Eshin. His infamy is only surpassed by the mystique of his whereabouts, as at any given time. Lord Sneek ensures this is the case, so long as no one knows the location of his chief assassin, no one can feel safe.
Yeah.
Snikch has appeared in all corners of the old world, leaving his call sign symbol traced in blood beside the head of his victims.
He Zorros them?
Which I wasn't able to figure out what his call sign looks like, but yeah, he does a Zorro thing. Like, that way you know it's him.
Ha-ha!
Like, Which is like, because we've already established they don't write things down.
Yeah.
Even though they have a super complex fucking language for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, what is he writing? Like, I imagine, like...
Smiley face.
Well, like, from his perspective, it's just like, yeah, that's all I know it's me. And then every time someone shows up, it's just like, what the fuck is that? Like...
Is that a dwarf's beard? Is it his genitals? Do people have genitals like that? They're just...
Sneek only utilizes Snikch when the Night Lord feels an example should be made. Be it Warlord Scut of Murkpit, whose head was piled atop 100 of his storm vermin, or the Master Mutators of Clan Festerlingus, who were cold for selling their fusion of giant rat and alligator. Snikch's work is the stuff of legends.
I'm sorry, a giant rat alligator?
Yeah, that's they were making those, and Sneek said, "No, you're not," and sent Snikch after them.
I imagine that it's sort of like, a rat alligator, I see. And they're like, yeah, it's our hottest selling item. And he said, you've made more than one of this? And they're like, we can't stop making them. We won't
They're
stop.
doing gangbusters.
Yeah. All right, enough of you guys then.
That's where he draws the line?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a super predator.
Sure, whatever.
You make too many of those, they'll take over the whole damn world.
We got the other fucking clan putting dog heads on women and shit. And
Those are easily dealt with.
but the rat alligators, he said no.
Yes.
None of that.
And my pitch is because he thinks they're too strong.
Sure.
The Great Fire of Lorthern, the bombing of the Imperial Navy in the Reichsport, and the destruction of Thornik Thorson's iron-cog dragon. No one truly knows if these calamities were the work of the Deathmaster. It is said that High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer of the Dwarves lost 2 sons and his daughters to the blades of Snikch, but the grief-stricken High King could only write down Gorgthok Throck in the Book of Grudges, which roughly translates to Murder Demon of Darkness. Snikch uses 3 weeping blades in tandem, 1 in each hand and 1 carried in his tail.
Yeah.
He also makes use of warpstone throwing stars and the Cloak of Shadows, which conceals and silences the wearer, making Snikch near invisible in darkness.
Just rocking all epics, every slot.
Yeah, he's a fucking Shad. To my understanding, every Deathmaster has had a Cloak of Shadows. I don't know if it's the same Cloak of Shadows, but that's like a thing that they typically have, and it basically makes them like super sneaky, stealthy, damn near invisible.
Yeah, quiets their steps.
Kind of like a D&D would be like a Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yeah, kind of. But evil.
Yeah, well, of course, yes.
And now we're going to talk about Deathmaster Silke. I don't know if it's Silk or Silky. It's spelled Silke.
Silke, yeah.
It's Silk with an E at the end. Active during the era of the Black Death, he killed the father of Mandred Skavenslayer before being killed by Mandred himself, after being betrayed by his underling. He too wore a Cloak of Shadows. And now we're going to talk about Deathmaster Nartik. Deathmaster Nartik betrayed Deathmaster Silke for his position.
I brought him to a guy. I tricked my master into killing the father of a guy whose name is Skaven Slayer.
This is what he killed him before he was known as Skaven Slayer. And then, to add insult to injury, Nartik is responsible for the assassination of Emperor Mandred Skaven Slayer. He also tried to assassinate...
The perfect crime.
Right? He also tried to assassinate Frederick von Hall, the Necromancer, but botched it, almost dying in the process.
That's going to kill the Necromancer. You like stab him in the neck, and then he's just like, you know I'm... Death is like my specialty. I'm fine. He just like closes it up with like, you see like Frankenstein stitches close it up, and he's like, beams.
Which like
Zombies give him the boots.
It's not necessarily a hard counter, but like undead are pretty good counter to the
Poison.
assassins, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and at least in some editions, they were just immune to poison. Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them. Like and in fact, I would say one of the hardest counters to Skaven is vampire counts. Between everything having fear and being immune to a lot of like poisons and stuff, yeah, there's a lot of the Skaven arsenal just wasn't effective on them.
That makes sense.
does being immune to poison make the weakening blades not affect them, or?
They would still have their armor penetration characteristics, but the poison special rule, I'm pretty sure, And I could be wrong about this. At least in one of the editions, I want to say that undead were basically immune to poisons. Oh. Which the poison keyword is that if you got a 6 to hit, it would always wound.
Yeah.
Either a 6 to wound. It might have been a 6 to wound always wounds, because the way that game worked is that you have like a strength and a toughness, and if your toughness was too high, you just couldn't wound them. Like so, things like giants, for example, they don't have any armor, but they have a super high toughness. So like anything that's like strength 3 or 4 isn't going to hurt them.
Mathematically, it averages out to them being the same as somebody who's heavily armored.
Yeah.
Like, it takes the same number of attempts to hit them.
Yeah, or like there's just a certain tier of the game can't hurt them.
Yeah.
Like an Empire Spearman can't kill a giant. But a poison throwing star, you get lucky, you're going to hurt him.
Yeah.
It's just funny thinking that, like, you know, they've studied the arts of the Far East and blah, 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 and it's like they basically. I just watched Kill Bill 1 and 2, so I'm gonna. They learned Pai Mei's 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Yeah.
Then you do that to a zombie and it just doesn't care.
Yeah, dude, accurate.
Like, and it's just like fuck.
Like the zombie, it causes your heart to explode after you take like X number of steps.
5 steps, yeah.
So like the zombie like shambles forward slightly, and then he takes a step back, and then it stumbles again, and he's like, it's gonna take 5 steps, and at 5 steps you do hear like a poof, like faintly inside, and it just looks down and then looks back at you like,
still being a zombie.
You know, like.
One of my favorite little snippets in the end times, they have a Skaven Assassin like fighting one of the Lizardman named characters. And he describes this like technique. I wish I had brushed up on what it was actually called, but it's a series of 100 rapid blows. It's like a super hidden technique. But the 100 blows are all a distraction for the final blow, where you throw your other sword up into the air to distract them, and then lunge with your entire body to try to stab them through the chest.
ah.
So it's basically you throw your beer in the air and then and just come at them.
And then you pull the other knife that they didn't clock you were still carrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Kevin said, which no, they're evil, so it'd be muda 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 muda.
It would be muda 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 muda. 100% accurate.
Is that a JoJo's reference? Yes, it is. Shut up.
And we're already talking about anime at this point.
All right, so I need to go on a complete tangent for a second.
What have I done?
I keep getting in my YouTube algorithm this short. It looks like it's a window from like Windows 95, and then it's 2 balls that bump into each other, and they're fighting, and they have different weapons and abilities and things. And one of them does have time stop as an ability. And there's this other ball that has, like, grapple as an ability, where, like, if it touches you on one side, it'll grab you and then slam the other ball into the screen. And then on the other side, it's a fist, so if it bumps into you there, it just, like, punches you. And a hype that I haven't felt since, like, Star Platinum catching up with the world in JoJo's was when the time stop got caught by the grapple in time stop.
Oh man!
Just immediately,
that's hype.
It's like seeing Star Platinum's eyes. I can grapple you even while we're stopped in time. It's ridiculous, and I can't stop watching them. So
sounds like a good time. Do you know what the channel was?
No.
Tragic.
I'm a bad fan.
Yeah. It is what it is.
I'll come back with it. Don't you worry. I'll completely break off into a tangent about this again in the future when I'm more informed.
And we're going to talk about some of their mainstay units, the stuff that you can field at the tabletop. So the Night Runner. The rank and file of Clan Eshin, lightly armored and armored as to take advantage of their tremendous speed and agility, Night Runners excel at flanking and lightning attacks. They cannot stand alone against heavily armed or armored opponents, and are often kept in reserve until another course is available. Despite these limitations, they are often thrown into the thick of the fighting, their lives sacrificed in mass. Basically, most missions Night Runners go on are suicide missions.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Clan Eshin is notorious for thinning the ranks, because if you're just figure it out, man, you should be a ninja. If you're not good enough, they basically believe in rule of ninja. If I send 50 Night Runners at a task and only 10 make it back, well, they're the strongest ninjas.
Yeah.
So I relate to this super hard as someone who really enjoys Soulsborne games, and it's just get good.
Yeah.
Yeah, get good. Dodge roll better. You didn't dodge roll good enough. You didn't parry. You didn't perfect parry well enough. It's your fault.
I was actually thinking when you... This is one of those situations when you say that the infantry is lightly armored, what you mean is unarmored.
Yeah, they're wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring a jacket from home if you can. It might help.
Yeah, typically they have like punch daggers and knives, sometimes slings, various throwing weapons like throwing stars, throwing knives.
Yeah.
And then typically a jacket, just like a thin piece of leather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically almost no armor at all. And then to rank up, we have the Gutter Runner. The elite troops of Clan Eshin, nimble and quick, these are formed of those Night Runners who survive the constant suicide missions and infiltrations. They act as skirmishers and scouts, second only to the assassins in stealth and speed.
The tuning.
They really are tuning. They really are tuning.
Okay, so I was going to say, Gutter Runner doesn't sound like a step up from Night Runner, does it?
So the way I understand it is that they're in a city running in the gutters.
Yeah.
Because they're that much instead of just being sneaky.
Whereas the other guys can't be trusted to go into the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're able to make it into a city and still live. That's my. In fact, it's funny you bring that up. In the oldest editions, they were swapped. The Night Runner was a step up, and the Gutter Runner was the weak one.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that just sound right?
Yeah.
I agree.
But we're not Ratmen. Ratmen respect the guy.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was like. I can see that making sense for Skaven because it's just like, congratulations, you are now a Gutter Runner, and they're like, what? So it's like, what do you mean watching this? About to get backhanded or something.
Gutter Runners attack quickly and effectively, frustrating their enemies as they appear, strike, and then vanish just as quickly in a flash of smoke or a splash of shadows. And then the next thing up is the Death Runner.
Oh.
So, Gutter Runners are often led by a Death Runner, a Skaven even more skilled than their counterparts. Sometimes Death Runners will band together into units to perform crucial tasks. They often wield weeping blades and utilize smoke bombs to conceal their movements before dispatching their foes.
The Jonin, yes.
Yeah, so in 7th edition at least, Jonin, this is Jonin.
The team leader, like Kakashi.
Yeah, 100%. He's not wrong. It's crazy how it literally works.
It's because they're based off the same thing.
But it's just funny because they're just ninjas. They literally are just ninjas.
This is like finding out, why did all these cultures have pyramids? That's the best way to stack those rocks.
Yeah, it's just everyone came to.
That's the best way to organize your assassins.
Yeah, it's just how it goes.
It's also weirdly just like, I don't know, sure they figured this out. Why not? Like the horrible Ratmen. Yeah.
And the next unit that we're going to talk about, so this one is kind of in a very weird area. So similar to how Clan Molder had a supplement that was in one of the White Dwarf magazines that was field an army of hell pit. There was a campaign called the Storm of Chaos, which was replaced by the End Times as being canon. But in the Storm of Chaos, one of the armies you could field was an Eshin army. Deathmaster Snikch was basically working for Archeon to fuck shit up. And the Chosen of Sigmar, this guy Voltan, who was basically the guy who wielded the Gaul Miraz to fight Archeon and duel them, and beat him. But he was gravely wounded in the attempt. Deathmaster Snikch murdered him while he was recovering. He got his ass.
Yeah. Of course, he's an assassin.
And in honor of that, they introduced an Eshin army you could field, that's where the Master Assassin model came back. They had them in 6th edition. In the back of the book, you could field clan-specific armies that had different structure and organization, and had specific units like the Sorcerer and the Assassin, or the Master Assassin. But what came back in the Storm of Chaos as additional units, but they also added the Eshin Triads. So, a cadre of 3 assassins that work in tandem to form a deadly fighting force. Eshin Triads are lethally efficient in the killing arts. So basically, it was 3 hero equivalent models as one unit, but didn't count as a hero. It was just a unit choice you could take. And they were extremely powerful because it's basically 3 heroes in a 3-for-1 special. But in Total War Warhammer, the Eshin Triad was reimagined as the Eshin equivalent of the Storm Vermin. Blackford Skaven with poison Guandaos that excel in striking vulnerable positions. Utilizing smoke bombs to get into position, these polearm-wielding ratmen make up for their light armor with lethal efficiency.
This is, the Guan. That's
the big spear.
Yeah, that's like Guan Yu, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the titular weapon came from.
Okay.
But yeah, they just had instead of being armored ratmen with halberds, they're lightly armored ratmen with Guandaos. Very fucking cool concept. I love the concept of the unit. They're not that great. I mean, they have their purposes, but as far as aesthetics go, fucking love them. Very sick nasty. And I want to talk about the Chang Triads. So in the Thankill novels, he encounters a unit of Eshin Triads by go by the Chang Triads. There is Chang Fang, Chang Squeak, and Chang Critch. This unit of Triads fought Gracie at Thankill. Fang was eaten by zombies.
Classic.
Squeak was blasted by warp lightning.
Who can avoid that?
And then Critch committed seppuku.
Okay.
Well, I'm not.
And that's the thing that I thought I read that wrong. What do you mean a Skaven committed seppuku? That is the least Skaven behavior I've If you told me a Skaven baked cookies and gave someone milk, that is more believable than a Skaven committing seppuku.
Yeah. The only thing that I can even imagine a Skaven committing seppuku is like he knows he's going to be turned into like one of the dog-headed women.
Fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Yeah, along that line of thing, is it because of honor?
Yeah, I didn't read the book, so I can't actually tell you, but I believe, he lost his two teammates, and as a sole survivor, the only honorable thing to do is to commit seppuku.
Okay, because my way of thinking is that a Skaven would commit seppuku just to be like, fuck you.
I'd have to read the novel.
Just to be a dick.
I didn't read that one, so I can't tell you the motivations, but that done happened, and I'm in disbelief. Like, that is the least Skaven behavior I have ever heard of. They're all about self-preservation at any cost, especially their allies. He should be like, oh, I made it, hell yeah!
I made it home. That means that I'm the best at the triad, and you should make me a new Death Runner triad, like, even higher rank.
Yeah, you should promote me. Fucking wild.
It's all coming... What was his name? Cheng Fang?
Chang Critch.
Jesus
it's all coming up Cheng Critch.
All those names was, like, hurt.
They did feel very old timey, like
we've been talking about like the Orientalism was a thing.
Yeah, no, this was pretty explicit.
But then it was like then we got Chang Fang and Chen Sneek or whatever the fuck you want. Like it was like goddamn.
Chang Squeak. Yeah.
I mean, that goes to show that they're willing to like learn about the local culture.
Yeah, they adapted.
Sure.
Yeah, but they still hold on to what makes them Skaven on the inside, like naming their boss Sneek.
I love it.
And Scritch. And all the little rat names still come through.
Well, it's just those names, it's like, y'all weren't trying very hard, were you? Which is like one of my favorite bits from the Discworld is there's the counterweight continent, which is just China, basically. And there's the 5 great families.
Oh, I love this. I love this thing.
It's the Hongs, the Songs, the Tangs, the McSweeneys.
A story and fable.
And like the Fangs or whatever. And then it's just... And every time the joke in that book is because they say it and then they get to McSweeney.
Yeah.
And there's a character who's like, McSweeney? And then everyone brushes it off. It's just like old, very, very old, established family. Respectable.
I love it so much.
And then it doesn't really come up in the book at all. But then it's like later the like Lord of China basically is being like
Timothy McSweeney.
His plans are fucked up, and he's just like, I bet it's McSweeney.
This has McSweeney all over it.
That cunning dog. Like, and it's just like a nothing joke, but it's so good. Like,
it's beautiful.
It's fucking beautiful. And then I want to touch over, like, there is a part in the end times where the Skaven are attacking one of the Lizardman temple cities, and they send a bunch of assassins forward to go, like, fuck shit up. And they describe this assassin, like, purposely making botched, sloppy kills, and he's like, I'm doing this not because my skill is low, but because I want the other people to be pegged for these kills. Like, I want to leave a trail of bodies so that they know there are assassins here, so that I am the first to the target, because I am a graceful gazelle, and I am perfect, and I am the goat. And he eventually gets murdered by a chameleon skink that was basically on the prowl for him, but it was just an interesting, like, snippet into the psychology of the Ratmen. Like, they are so arrogant and so, like...
I want them to know an assassin is here, but more specifically, I want them to think that an incompetent assassin is here.
Yes.
That way, when I come through, and I'm not incompetent at all, this is all on purpose, so it counts, they'll have no idea that a skilled assassin is amongst them.
It's just such a interesting psychology.
Because you have that, but then there's... Well, what about the one that committed seppuku? Like... Where do we draw the line here? What's honorable and what's not?
Yeah.
And the Skaveners like, yeah.
Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah, like, shut up.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the nature of this content, go and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, and go and give me a follow on Blue Sky and support us on our Patreon. And I'd like to give a special thanks to our Patreon subscribers, our Aspiring Magus Champion 1209, as well as our fellow Scryers, Maticate, Gary Gablino, Midnight Grimoire, The Greater Good Boy, Kina Mujaro, Wayne Ruckle Barsis, and my mom.
I love you guys.
Bye.